I have a second shirt in my office for a reason, because when you work with babies, things come up and out all directions all the time. And especially when you're pushing on their little bodies, they don't know. So always be prepared.
From northern Colorado, right here between the rolling plains and the Rocky Mountains, this is the Greeley Business Beat, your go-to series for conversations with local businesses and the incredible humans behind the scenes that make Greeley, well, great. Join us as we dive into stories of the people and places that make up the very fabric of our community. Whether you're Greeley born and raised or just passing through, we promise to pull back the curtains on some of our favorite community gems and introduce you to the neighbors who make this place special.
Hi, I'm Nick Kenny, your host today for the Greeley Business Beat. Now, wellness isn't just a buzzword, it's a way of life. It's about personal well-being and making sure we take care of ourselves in every way possible. And there's no better place to explore this than at Peake Wellness Center right here in Greeley, Colorado. This amazing center offers a holistic approach to wellness, creating an environment where everyone can thrive. Today, we're going to chat with the incredible owner, Dr. Alexia Inhulsen, where we'll hear all about her journey in starting this wellness haven and how it's making a difference in our community. Welcome to Greeley Business Beat, Dr. Alexia.
Well, thank you.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
It is. Thank you for having me.
Shenanigans are going to ensue.
Oh, glory. I'm ready.
Okay, I hope so. We're all going to be a little bit more well for this, right?
I hope so.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make as many wellness jokes as I can.
Okay, good luck.
I need it. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started on this wellness journey.
Yeah, so I started Peake Wellness Center in 2010 and just started off very humbly in a one-room office, and in 1 year grew to an 1,800 square foot facility, and then about 5 or 6 years ago bought a 4,000 square foot building, and that's where we're at now.
So how long have you lived in Greeley?
Well, I finished out my bachelor's here at UNC and quickly said I was never coming back to Greeley. And I say God's humor, but it was really his blessings that I ended up back here. Long story short, and it is a sad story, the night before I graduated from chiropractic college, my youngest sister was diagnosed with leukemia. And so ended up back here in Greeley. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. All 3 of us went to UNC. And after about a month of her in treatment over at NCMC, they discovered that she needed a bone marrow transplant. And soon after that, I was found to be a perfect match. And I ended up back here just by happenstance, and very quickly found out that the people of Greeley were just so incredible, so giving, so welcoming, and I just slowly grew my practice. So I started renting a one-room office, and I just thought, well, this will just keep my hands warm so that when I go to where I'm really going to end up, I'll be ready to serve those people. And I very quickly found out that these were my people. I'm not from too far away from here, and I decided to stay here and hang my shingle and start a family and all the things. So now y'all are stuck with me. I'm never leaving. Well,
we're so glad to have you, and glad through the challenges and obstacles that you found your way back to Greeley.
Yeah.
I'm a UNC grad and was kind of the same way of, well, thanks, Greeley, peace out. I got my degree, and then just gravitated back because of really the people.
Yeah.
People make such a difference in a community.
Yeah, they really do. I joined the local chamber and a Rotary Club, and before I knew it, I had a community here, not just a patient base, but I had people to hang out with. I had a social life, and it was very much home.
Well, speaking of social life, where in Greeley would we find you? Both pre-family and now with your family. What are some places you like to eat, hang out, visit, explore?
Pre-family, college, and early years of practice was always Coyotes. Fun fact about me, I went to science camp in between my junior and senior year of high school. It was a little organization called Frontiers of Science Institute at UNC, and they recommended Coyotes back then. And I remember sitting there with my family, and we were like, this restaurant's great. why is it out here in the middle of nowhere? And then when I started my practice, I lived literally across the street at Country Club West Apartments. So that was definitely the start pre-family. Now you're lucky to see me up past 8 o'clock. And if I am, it's because there's a screaming kid across the hall and whatnot. But we definitely enjoy all the downtown amenities that Greeley has to offer. The cow is a big one for us, Luna's, Roma, all of it.
It's amazing how Coyotes used to be in the middle of nowhere, and now that's like central Greeley.
Right.
Lexi, when did the concept of this wellness center take form? I know you said you started off in a one-room office and the practice just exploded from there, but at what point in your education did you say, this is what I'm doing with my career?
I love that question. So obviously, given the start of my career, I really thought I was going to start working with cancer patients and seeing them and helping them get well. And I very quickly found out that was just too close to home for me. My first year in practice, one of our front desk girls was 21 and pregnant and very scared and very uncomfortable. And she just asked if I would work on her to help with some pain that she was having in her hips. And I was scared to death to touch her, to be honest with you. And so I just did what little bit I had learned in school at that time. And she went to her Lamaze class and told all of these other moms to come in and get adjusted. And so by accident, I ended up with all of these pregnant mamas in my office. And I remember telling her, like, quit telling people, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I just move the bone and let the healing take place. And so that's kind of how it started. And then I very quickly found out that, it's not just a chiropractic problem. Fertility, prenatal, postpartum, all of that requires a lot more than, I don't want to say just me, but it required everything in the toolbox. And so I started talking to doulas and midwives and acupuncturists and massage therapists and started just to kind of create a tribe, and then slowly started to add a few of those, my particular favorites, into the practice. And so that's kind of how Peake Wellness got started.
Okay.
It was always a vision to have more than just me in there.
Yeah. So you mentioned doulas and housewives and massage therapists. What's your practice grown to now? How many entities are within Peake Wellness Center?
Oh, that's a fun one. It's not housewives, it's midwives.
Midwives.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Can we
okay.
Oh, that was so
No,
bad.
please keep that in there. That's
a
great.
Freudian slip.
That was actually one of Brad's favorite jokes when we were going through pregnancy and stuff is, oh no, that's a wives' tale. And he would go, what's a midwives' tale? Yeah, so your question was, what all have we grown to? And it has fluctuated over the years. It's fluctuated with me having children of my own and kind of downsizing a little bit and being able to handle more or less. So right now, I am the only chiropractor. We now have a new nurse practitioner and 4 massage therapists. And then within the practice, within the building, is within physical therapy. So she is a pelvic floor PT, and that is vital. That is one of the things I refer out the most, especially in the postpartum period. So we have a pelvic floor PT, and we have AMA laser. And so they have red light therapy and vibration plate and a red light sauna.
Is AMA the name of the person or the name of the
business?
Okay.
It's the name of the business. It's AMA Spa, and it stands for Amy and Melinda Anderson.
Okay.
So, yeah, they are sister-in-laws.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, forgive my ignorance. Can guys come to your wellness center?
Yes, absolutely. My niche, my specialty is in women's health, but yes, we adjust all kinds from womb to tomb, we say. That's not weird, is it?
Wow. Huh. Can I use that for my financial practice?
You can.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. So your career kind of took a weird adjustment, if you will, into like prenatal care, and then the certifications of cracking the tiny little backs of babies.
Yes.
What was that experience like, the first little baby back you cracked?
Oh, that was amazing. He's still a patient. His mom came to me when she was, I would think, about 2 weeks away from her due date. And she walked around, she met me, she left. And I thought, well, maybe she'll be back. And she was. And she brought in little Isaac, and he had colic really, really bad. It wasn't technically colic at 2 weeks old, but that's what he was diagnosed as. And so I adjusted him, and she left, and she kind of looked a little bewildered. And it might have just been my inexperience of like not knowing how to read the room. And she came back a week or two later, tears in her eyes, saying, he has slept through the night and has not thrown up once. What did you do? And I'm like, it's just chiropractic.
Some questions that I have, just I'm sure others who are just too afraid to ask chiropractors, but I have little to no shame, so I'll ask just about any question. Can you break somebody's back?
No, that is very rare.
I mean, if you tried, you could.
I don't even think I could if I tried.
Really?
Yeah, there are certain contraindications for a manual adjustment. So osteoporosis, I'm not going to go full force on anybody under the age of 8 anyways. There are certain ways of adjusting more frail people, however you choose to do that, right? Then there's multiple techniques and modalities out there that help us do that. I tend to like to use a drop table or an activator. It's just an instrument adjusting. And for little kids, it's really just, it's point pressure. It's the amount of pressure that you use to test the ripeness of a tomato. That's how I adjust a baby. So it's not any of this, you don't hear an audible or anything like that. And we can do that for people who are a little bit more skittish too, if we have to.
Okay.
But I try to convince you to let me put things in place before we go there.
You heard it, folks. You cannot have your backs broken. What about necks?
What about it?
Can you do that with necks? Can you?
I do adjust necks.
Well, yes, I know you adjust necks, but what about nicks? Can you adjust a nick?
A nick? Yes, I can adjust a nick.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Because even not going to a chiropractic, I still get nervous of them having their hands in my head and then cracking it. Can you break someone's neck that way?
No. I mean, you would have to be more than a power lifter, I have a feeling. If you think about it, the amount of whiplash that you endure in a car accident, going on roller coasters, those kind of things.
Sneezing?
Does sneezing break people's necks?
I don't. Well, I have fairly powerful sneezes, but...
You must be a power lifter times 10. No, long story, with a healthy spine, you are at very low risk, but there are certain things that we pre-screen people for to ensure that they are safe to be adjusted.
What's your selling point for the holistic approach to wellness?
Well, I don't really think it needs selling anymore. That's what's changed so much. I remember being kind of the quack, quote unquote, in the industry. And now people come to me before going to a medical provider sometimes. And that's a huge compliment. And it's a huge liability and a little bit scary, to be honest. But what's great is that it sells itself. People want other options that don't involve drugs and surgery, and we're here. That's what we do.
Where do you envision this practice going? What are you most excited about for the future of Peake Wellness?
What's really fun to see is that, again, I'm not really the quack or the redheaded stepchild of the industry anymore. We have people reaching across the aisle on both sides, and that's really fun to see and to be a part of.
How has Greeley, just in general, been for your practice, the people that you see, the partners that you've created? What's this been like for you?
Oh, it's been amazing. I started off very diversified. I pretty much took anybody and everybody, and I still do. I think if someone walks into your doors, they're meant to be there for a reason, and you got to do your best to take care of them as best as you know how. But that population that's come into my office has drastically changed. I think after adjusting a couple 300-pound linebackers, I quickly realized that I don't really want to be the only sports chiropractor in town. There are people that do that. But, if an athlete comes in, absolutely. But obviously, it's more women and their babies, and I like it that way.
Looking back from the day you had your one-room office to where you are now, what would be some of the highlights of your blooper reel?
Oh, glory. There are so many. Stupid mistakes that I've made in business. I think every business owner can relate to spending money in all the wrong places, right? Expanding where you don't need to expand. One of the things I did early on is I prided myself that every extra dime I made went back into the practice instead of, into myself and whatnot. And so there's some of those, but I would also say I have a second shirt in my office for a reason, because when you work with babies, things come up and out all directions all the time. And especially when you're pushing on their little bodies, they don't know. And so I always have a second shirt in my office. Accidents happen and those kind of things. So it's a lot of fun.
How often do you regret not having a third shirt in the office?
I almost did actually yesterday. I'm not even kidding you. I was going, oh God. And, normally I don't care. I'm not, especially after becoming a mom, those kind of things just don't weird you out anymore. And it kind of did, because I had a really important lunch meeting over my break. And I went, I really don't want to go to this meeting smelling like baby puke, but I don't have a third shirt. That's going to be my motto. I need this third shirt.
Yep. Always be prepared
Always be prepared.
to adjust on the fly.
Literally.
Yep. What are some tips and tricks that an average Joe Schmo like me would take away from a chiropractor to have better posture, back health, bone
wonderful.
health?
Yes. Well, first of all, you should be getting adjusted. And I know that I'm biased. I know that that is just my own lens, if you will. But your brain is what controls everything in your body, right? And how does it do that? It's through your spinal cord and your nerves. That's literally how every single process in your body takes place. And if your spine is out of alignment, putting pressure on those nerves, it's not able to function the way that it was designed to function. And so the best thing you can do is get adjusted. I say monthly, and for most people, that's good maintenance. For some people, they need 3 weeks. Some people can go 6 weeks. It really just depends. But I highly recommend that everybody get under the care of a chiropractor.
Every now and again, if I sleep funny or just sit awkwardly for too long, you get that little, that fun little twang, that pinch in your back. Should you crack your own back?
Oh, no, I need a whiteboard here so I can explain to you why. Long story short, what that's doing is that is moving your already hypermobile segments. And the ones that are stuck are staying stuck. And that's how that leads to arthritis.
But it feels so good when it releases.
Because you're getting an endorphin release. It feels even better when the ones that are stuck get moved by the professional.
But
no buts.
Okay, I was ready to fight this, but I'm not going to. Wow, you might be the person who's shut me up the soonest when I'm coming to an argument.
I'm the mama. That's what happened.
That's true. I'm stubborn second child, though, middle child. So,
man.
wow. Okay. All right, we're going to do a game called Rapid Fire.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to customize this to be relevant to wellness.
Okay. I love it.
Okay, so forgive me for if I am just making things
Is you
up.
calling midwife a housewife?
Yeah, if I had one slip today.
That's impressive.
Well, I probably had more, but yes, high five. All right, swimming or bike riding?
Swimming.
Okay.
Yes.
Running or walking?
Walking.
Listening or seeing? If you had to lose one of those, I guess, which would you rather
If I had to lose one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one. Seeing. I can listen to a patient and find my way around them.
Oh, yeah. Soup or salad?
Salad.
Burger or steak?
Steak.
Tofurkey or
Whatever the other one is, I want that.
football or hockey?
Don't get mad at me. I'm a football girl.
Okay, fine.
I understand it better.
Fall or spring?
Spring. I'm a gardener, so you got to have spring in there.
Yeah. Sauna or what's the other one?
Cold plunge.
No, there's like a steam room or the dry one.
The dry one. The sauna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess I'll go sauna or cold plunge.
Sauna. Cold plunge is actually better for you, I think. The new research out there is pretty good for it, but I'm still going to stick to my sauna.
Skiing or snowboarding?
Skiing. I tried to go snowboarding once, and my friends asked me to never come again. It was terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, I walked down the damn mountain. I'm sorry if you have to bleep that out.
Yeah. All right. Before we wrap this up, what's some advice you have for business owners in Greeley and how they stay motivated, how they stay the trail and survive?
Of course, yeah. Well, I've been there, right, where it gets hard and it gets tiring and you don't really want to go to the networking event, but that's also my network and my connections in Greeley have also been what keeps me going. And, especially when life changes, whether, for me, it was starting a family and getting married, that, you have to take a step back from some of those things. Keeping one foot, at least in that networking door, is going to make a big difference in your business when you want to slow down or take a step away from all of those things.
Are you good at taking time off for yourself?
No, I'm terrible at it.
What do you tell your clients?
To take time for themselves.
Yeah, alpha types are usually that way.
Yeah, type A.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, folks, this has been a fantastic episode of Greeley Business Beat. I'm Nick Kenny, and this has been Dr. Alexia Inhulsen with Peake Wellness Center. Check her out. Thank you so much, Dr. Alexia, for being here. Hopefully you learned something new and had a good time.
Thank you.
Like what you're hearing on the Greeley Business Beat? Do us a favor and share this episode. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and be sure to leave a review. We'll be rounding up more businesses and attractions each month. So sit back, tune in, and we'll keep dishing up the stories that make Greeley great. The Greeley Business Beat is a production of the City of Greeley in collaboration with 1K Creative. Greeley is one of the few spots in Colorado that combines the best of everything the state has to offer. Beautiful vistas, deep agricultural roots, easy access to the outdoors, and a vibrant and friendly community. Learn more at visitgreeley.com. Until next time, stay connected to the heart of Greeley.